Let's talk about a sticky subject. Let's talk about death, the crossroads. What really our interpretation of it, our culture and perspective of such experience and guarantee. Negus is Ace Maceo, the divine one. In life, you're only given one guarantee, and that is death. So why is it that at least in Western society, we fear such and propagate such death as a bad thing or evil? Recently, Charlie Kirk got shot and killed, and people are celebrating his death. They're like, he had it coming. Where was his compassion for all the death and such that he talked against or on the other side of? Touche, however, both parties are enacting the same act. They both have chosen a side. The trap of picking a side. But back to the matter at hand. I bring this up because subconsciously what this is saying, if people are celebrating his death, that means they are happy and want him dead. That means they see death as great justice or an end. First thing you learn in the occult, one of the first. Death is not the end at all. Truly only the beginning. They'll say he's going to hell. Like life, death is what we make it. Heaven and hell are states of mind. That decision is based on his heart, not your judgment, his judgment. But let me zoom out. Let's stop talking about Charlie, because I could care less about him. I did a video a couple years ago, Black People and Necromancy, and I was talking about how everything we do and pertains to funerals and even we do with our loved ones who have passed on is all necromancy, real black magic. Pour one up for your dead homies, which has even now become even evolved to they're smoking the ops, the setting up of the ancestor altar, the reference to the ancestors. All this is necromancy and dealing with death on a subconscious level that is inherent in us, still popping out throughout the programming of religion. What the hell does the Bible say about going to the land of the ancestors? They called worshiping your ancestors, working with your ancestors, the dead, demon worship, the gaslight of the millennia. And seeing it's in such contrast to the East, why is it in Japan they would will themselves to death, taking them beyond or to the next? And then what about the yogis and then the knowledge, the hidden knowledge of death beyond, and realizing the functionality of this world, this Maya, this samsara, this wheel of suffering that we keep reincarnating into. You complain about life as if you hate it, yet there's a gateway out of it that you see as evil, that you fear. Before I leave, I'm going to leave you with this, though. The key to life is accepting death. That's when life gets lit. But it is not retribution. It is not justice or revenge. Why is it in all the films, once they get their revenge, they still unsatisfied? Because you're still here. You still have to live with this. You actually just did them a favor. You freed them from these limits and constraints of the body. Who really won? And see, this is where we get into attachment. Attachment to this. I was talking with a fellow occultist, and he was explaining to me the relevancy of Earth, which Earth is relevant, but to not see the grand scope of the universe. And Earth is not just a piece of the puzzle. What is relevant here may not be relevant in the next galaxy. What is relevant in this life may not be relevant in the next. On this plane may not be relevant to the next. It may, but it may not be. But who are we once we leave here? Who are we once we leave the body? When you ask yourself a question, who is it that responds? And who is it that asks the question? Then tell me, who is it observing that communication? You are more than this. There is more than this. Yukio. See.